If you're worried that you haven't built enough wealth as a millennial, I'm going to show you that it's not too late for you and how you can realign your mindset to start accelerating your wealth to where it should be, and we're starting right now. Firstly, we need to delve into a little bit of history. If you want to skip the why are we behind on building wealth history lesson, I've added chapters below so you can skip straight to the tips for building wealth and catching up if you wish. But for those of you who want to know how us millennials have had a bit of a raw deal, here goes. Just creeping into the millennial bracket myself, I've had it as tough as all the other millennials out there. If we look at the economic recessions to hit the adult life of millennials born between 1981 and 1996, you can see we've had a pretty rough ride in terms of the state of the economy. In the year 2000 to 2002, we had the dot-com bubble where overinflated prices of internet stocks burst, lifting people holding collective stock market losses in the trillions of dollars. And on top of the dot-com bubble, we have the 2001 9/11 attacks in New York, which helped create economic chaos and led to thousands of layoffs. Then after a few years respite, we hit the 2007-2008 financial crisis caused by the subprime mortgage industry, which at that time was the worst economic downturn the US has ever seen since the Great Depression of 1933. And this economic downturn hit just as a lot of millennials were finding their place in the workforce and starting their new careers. So the impact was devastating to millennials trying to build wealth and trying to build a better life for their families. And now we have the 2020-2021 coronavirus recession, which is now breaking all records in terms of people being made unemployed. And on top of all that economic chaos, millennials are now saddled with a ton of student debt, which is now at a record-breaking high of $1.7 trillion as of the time of filming this video in July 2021. So you can see from this timeline that it's been a pretty rough ride for us all, and it's understandable that you may feel like you're not where you should be in terms of building your wealth. So is it too late now to build wealth for retirement, or a kid's college fund, or a new home? Well, according to many financial experts, no, it's not too late, even for the oldest millennials such as myself, to build wealth for retirement. I have only recently started taking my retirement seriously, maybe over the last 3 or 4 years. I am a little bit behind, so I'm having to put more and more away each month to reach the goals that I've set for myself. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of effort to get to the goals that I've set for myself, but I'm prepared to make some sacrifices now to hit these goals, and you should be too, if you want to build more wealth than you currently have and hit your financial goals in the future. If you're watching this and you are a younger millennial, or if you are a post-millennial watching this, then you really need to start thinking about retirement and building wealth as soon as you possibly can in life. The earlier you can start, the more compound interest works for you, meaning that you can save less over a longer period of time because you have the power of compounding. I have a daughter who's 9 years old, and I'm currently looking at starting a pension for her to gift her the power of compound interest when she retires, and this is how powerful it is. So I'm sure you know what compound interest is. People like Warren Buffett swear by it, and it's a power of interest earning interest on top of interest over and over again over a long period of time. Here's an example of how compound interest works based on a 7% annual return compounding daily. Example 1. You save $10,000 a year for 10 years and then nothing for 30 years. Total principal saved, $100,000. Example 2. You save $2,500 a year for 40 years. Total principal saved, $100,000. Example 3. You save $5,000 a year for 40 years. Total principal saved, $200,000. So which do you think will net you the most money over a 40-year period? If you said example 1, you would be correct, as this would net you $1,182,470.57 over 40 years. In example 2, this would net you $551,542.64. And in example 3, this would net you $1,103,085.27. So you can see by saving money early than not contributing any more can make you a lot more money than regularly saving amounts over a long period. So get your cash invested early and just watch it grow. So what can you do now if you're in a situation where you feel like you are behind on the wealth building for your age? Well, let me tell you that no matter where you are in your wealth building journey, you will always feel like you're behind. And the truth is, You're behind some people and you're also in front of many other people too. You need to just accept where you are at this moment in time and make a plan for how you can change it. There's not a great deal of point in dwelling on the past, wishing you had started earlier. The fact is, you didn't, and what matters now is what you do to move forward and try to make up for the lost time. That's where I'm here to help. They say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time is right now. This means it's never too late to get started with anything in life, especially trying to build some wealth for whatever reasons. Put your kids through college or university, save for retirement, or even buying your first home. So, what you need to do is take stock of where you are financially at this very moment in time. You need to do this step to truly understand where you are starting from financially. Take note of all your assets, your debts and your savings, and this will help you to determine your current net worth. This will allow you to determine what needs to be done to reach the goals which you have set for yourself. I would highly recommend getting a good financial advisor who will be able to help you out with all your goals and help you work towards them with all sorts of clever software which can project where you will be in the future and let you know if you are on target to hit the goals that you've set. One thing to check which you may not have been aware of is if you were auto-enrolled into a 401k plan in the US or an employer pension plan in the UK. Lots of millennials were auto-enrolled into these workplace pension plans and may have been contributing to them for years without really knowing about it. So check with your employer if you have a workplace pension, and you may already be sat on a reasonable pension or 401k pot, which will be a great start for your retirement. Once you have all this data, you can look at what retirement is going to look like for you projecting forward. If you have more than you thought in your pension pot, then you may be in a better position than you thought. But if you have less, you may need to tweak your expectations for retirement or whatever you're saving for. If you're going to fall short of your retirement goals, then here are some options for you. If you currently own a 4-bedroom house, for example, because you have a couple of kids, well, in retirement, you're not going to need that space, so you can downsize your home and take the equity from your house to fund your retirement or whatever other goals you've set for yourself. You could also consider moving into an area with a lower cost of living. You may need to live somewhere at the moment for work which has a higher cost of living. Well, in retirement you don't need to do that, so there is money to be saved there, and in retirement every penny counts. You could also consider working longer, but hear me out before you panic. Retirement age was originally set because many people worked in hard manual labour jobs, and as our bodies got older they couldn't physically do the work anymore. But now a shift in technology and working patterns into computers means that you will probably be able to work for a lot longer than previous generations because of the work you are doing, and this work is not as punishing on your body as the older generations was. This means that you aren't having to solely rely on a pension pot to fund your retirement. Just working for an extra 3 to 5 years can mean that your pension or 401k is given longer to grow, and it's all about the length of time you are invested in the market. The longer your investments are left to grow, the more they will grow, as mentioned in the compound interest section earlier on in the video. Take another look at this section and recap it if you want, using the chapters below. So consider working a bit longer than you originally planned if you feel that you are a little bit behind on your wealth building, and this may allow you to catch up. So, are there any other options? Yes, you could also consider starting a side hustle to fund your retirement. I made a video about the top 10 side hustles to start right now. The link's in the description below, so check that out after this video. Starting a side hustle to fund your retirement or other financial goals is a great option. Check out the video I just mentioned for 10 ideas that you can start for earning additional income on top of your main job and then invest this extra money. You could consider asking your current employer for a raise and invest all of the raise which you negotiate. This might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's worth it, as $5,000 properly invested today over the next 30 years could be worth $1.4 million. One of the best ways to increase your rate of pay is to fully change your job. Look for the job in the same industry with a better salary and then carry on living on your old wage and save whatever raise you got for your new job. Or if you can't change your job or get a raise, consider cutting back on areas of your life wherever you can. Unused subscriptions, takeaways, visits to bars and restaurants. Even look around your home and look at things that you don't use and then sell them to raise cash. Then use this cash to start investing it right away to catch up on the time you have missed out on when you really should have been saving. So all that said, one thing you can't do is bury your head in the sand. You need to start your wealth building journey as early as possible in life, and that may mean foregoing some impulse purchases and missing out on the parties every weekend. One of the biggest things holding millennials back from building wealth is called lifestyle inflation. I'm guilty of this too. Lifestyle inflation means every time you get a pay rise or earn additional income, you buy a bigger house, a better car, or go on more extravagant holidays. The key is to really live a modest life, and every time you get a pay rise, give yourself a small rise and invest the rest. If you keep doing this, then you will build a great pot of wealth ready for your retirement or your new home, or putting your kids through college or university, or whatever your financial plans are. Watch this video next, and any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.